the React.js hooks, which is in so much demand, you all know. Okay, so let me also open it on my mobile. Okay, okay, that's good. Okay, so let me share my screen, and this is what we done yesterday. This hook mouse thing and all. Okay, let me also do a npm start. Let it get started. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so this is what we had done yesterday. So we are going to continue to do our use effect hook. Okay, so there is one more thing which is remaining is use effect hook, which is the most important thing is use effect hook, and which is like fetching the data with the use effect hook. Okay, fetching the data with use effect. Okay, because fetching data is one of the most important tasks of a front end engineer. And this is what this is something which you do with the component the component data mount works with the use effect. So let us do that, and for that come here, and we are going to do, previously we did it with Axios, but let us do it with no, previously we did it with fetch API when we are doing a class based thing, but we can do with the amazing library known as Axios, which generally people sometimes use more than fetch API because it has got like just one thing. And I'm not going to show the post, but if you see the post also here, post is much more simpler here. So for that, one thing we need to do is the J and PMI and Axios. Okay, okay, not an issue also. And we have my Axios I do, and opening the integrated terminal and installing the Axios, no problem. So after this, okay, I want to see the screen and all. Yeah, good evening, Ankit. Now the next thing which we are going to do is we're going to do create a new file called data fetching dot js. Okay, data fetching dot js, and then rfce, and then there's the same JSON placeholder. We're going to hit that endpoint, but we're going to hit do with it. We already installed Access, so you can import Access like import Axios from Axios. Import Access from Axios, then const post comma set post is equal to use state, like this. Use state is there. Then after that, okay, something which we have to bring also, so we'll bring it, and then use effect is like this. And okay, and use effect you have to use in the component did mount pay. So means we'll give the empty array. So this is how component did mount pay works. Okay, so the empty array is gone. Then okay, and one more thing, we are going to use the access with the then. Okay, with then we are going to use because we can use this with async commit also, but I will show it with then. Okay, so then I'm going to do, and so then directly we'll set the rest dot data and all, and then we'll have a dot catch also. If there is some error, then console log error. Only this much is required. Now what we need to do, we need to show it. Okay, we need to show it. Let us don't do that much, just show it in a previous time we had passed it to a different component and all. So but we don't need to do that much, just we'll show it. Okay, so here I'm going to do inside this div and ul, and the ul I'll do a post dot map and post like this, and align and post dot title and align. So key will be equal to post. So I wait, and it will not show because I have to go here, and the data fetching I have to go, and it will show here data fetching, and data fetching. Save it. So user effect is not defined as usual. So I'll come here and go to here and use effect, save it, and everything is coming. So this is how we can do it easily with the Axios. Okay, so this is done. Now the next thing, so we're done with this. So the next thing which we are going to do is the use text hook. So this use context hook we are going to see, it is exactly the same as what we have seen earlier, and it is used for exactly the same reason what we have seen earlier, and the reason is this. So if you want to pass some data from the app component to the component C, I have to pass it through component A and B, which comes in between it. But suppose there are not only two components, there are hundreds of components, then what will happen? It will have to pass through those hundreds of components. Okay, so that is like that. So let us do this context hook now. Context hook, because here we have the second solution. The first solution is like the same difficult with render props. Even in fact, we're going to make it even more difficult with the render props. But then we are going to see the easier way. Okay, so let us do that here. Okay, so here I'll come close it. Now here I'll come and have the first thing known as see the child d child.js rfce and like this, and let it be h1 child component, save it, and the next thing which we'll have is the parent. So in the components I'll go and the parent I'll do, and here rafce, and parent will show the child. Parent will show the child. So go here and here it will show the child. Child it will show, and then the parent will be shown by the grandparent.js rafce, and it will show the parent, it will show the parent, and finally this grandparent will be shown here. So grandparent like this, close it, save it, and let me come back. But it is shown because that is the only data which we are getting. So now the next thing is like we are going to have use a context API. But previous time in the class-based component, what we did, we created a context API in a different file, but we can do it in the same file also, and we're going to see that thing. We'll do it in the same file. So let us come here and do here, and here in the app.js only we are going to do. And one more thing is, it is like IMR, import React from React. We need to do. Okay, import React from React we need to do, and after this I'll come and do the export const user context equal to React dot create context, and in this div and all, we'll have this directly have this context provider. So we'll have this user context dot provider, user context of provider, and it will wrap the grandparent like this. And now this user provider will have a value equal to now being blue like this, and save it. So now if I go back here, okay, so nothing is because I have not yet done it. Okay, so this is done. Now in the your chat. So as usual, we will have the render pattern, which is very difficult. So in fact, we are going to make it even more difficult here. You'll see how I'm going to make it even more difficult here. So let me make it a, and we are going to make it even more difficult by passing to not one context but two contexts. Then you will say that it's a really bad way to do it, and then you will not like this way, and that is what I want you to do. You do not like this way, okay, because this is not the perfect way to show it. And consumer, always show it by hooks, use context hooks. Okay, so this is there, user context of consumer. Okay, and I have also not imported it, so I'll come here, I'll go here and do this, and user context I will import, and then I will have it like the user, and I will have this, and this pattern is known as render pot pattern. Okay, so return h1, return h1 like, and child component context value is like user, save it, come here and see. Now when this comes, that is okay, and you might be saying, okay, this pattern, the consumer pattern is okay, but what if I have to have another thing, another like maybe another context I'm going to pass, then what? So I'll copy this, and this is not user context, this will be known as channel context, and I will pass this channel context also here, and the way will be same only. Channel context dot provider value maybe ReactJS. Okay, then I have to wrap this also. So this is something which you cannot change. Okay, this is always you have to, if you are having 100 of context also, you have to pass it like this only. This is something which you cannot change. But let us first see how the child will become complicated. So I'll go to the child, and in the child, what I'm going to do here, I need to show the channel context also. It is not that much easy. So you have to use the user context, then we have to use channel context. So we'll do come here, and then after this, in this return, I'll go, and in this return, see, this is very complicated. In this return I'll go, and then I have to do the, here I have to do, in this return I have to do the CHA channel context dot consumer, and let us first do this thing, then we'll see the channel context. I'll come, channel context will be there here like this, and then channel, and here I'll have a return like this, and h1 child component with context value. User and so channel is so now I am having this channel child component with context value, this user and channel also, both of them I'm having. Okay, So, but I have to have this render per pattern is not that much easy. This is so much brackets and all these things are there. Suppose I have a third one also. Then what? Then I have to go further down inside the return. Now I have to show it. So this render per pattern is no use. Okay, it is very complicated. So will use a great way of use context, and because of this only this context API has become so much popular because it is even simpler than the props. So we'll go here and come here and this here. Uh, let's again do it in the parent. So we'll go into the parent. So React and comma use context is there, and so use context you have to use it here, and then you have to, so use context is a hook, use context is a hook, and the same thing we are going to have here also, it and paste it, and then we directly have to use this like const user equal to use context and user context, and const channel equal to use context and channel context. Just nothing special, no keyword, just you have to use like this, directly use it like user and the channel directly we can use it, no issues are there. So this is as simple as it can get, and it cannot get more simple than that. Okay, h1 is like use context is user channel, save it and commit. So see, now when the ReactJS is coming, so this is how simple it has become. Okay, this is how the context is. So this is done, and now we are going to come to the last topic of our hooks, last topic of our React hooks, and which is the use ref hooks. After this there is a redux thing which is there also, but that thing you all should do means for my playlist, it is already there, the playlist is already there, you can do from there. Okay, so that is there, and let's now go back and do the user hook. User hook is actually similar to what we have seen earlier. It is quite similar to that. Okay, so close this, close this, close this, come back here, and then here I will create a new component known as focus input. Okay, okay. What I'm thinking, instead of the focus input, which we have already seen, when let us first see focus input, then we see a very good example. Very good example. Focus input is the same example which you have seen earlier, like this input ref. So I will not tell much. Means I will not create the whole form. That you can create the whole form also, and instead of a form, you can use this thing. So let us keep it simple, and then we'll see a practical example of this hooks. Okay, so we come here and here, const input ref equal to use ref and null, and what the hell is this, use ref and null, and then use effect is this. So we are using this because we want to have that focus thing which you already seen there, that like this we can have a input here. So like the input, I'm going to not tell much about, we're not going to see the big example like having a submit button and all, which we have already seen where, which we have already seen here in a class based. Okay, so it is like a ref equal to input put ref. Okay, so the only difference is that you have to use ref hook. There you use a react dot create ref. Only the use ref hook is there, which is the ref. Only this difference is there. Even I can have this input ref dot current dot focus. I can have this input ref dot current dot focus, and then let us have this. I'll comment this out because this is something which is required by all of you. So I'll comment this out so that you can have this code. Okay. So the last topic, I don't want to focus input. I'm going to focus input like this. I'll save it. Focus input, and then I'll go here. Again, I get same issue because I always forgot to do this use effect. Save it. Go back here and see it is blinking, and I can write. So this is the same thing which you are seeing. As I've told you, I'm going to show a very practical example. And before showing the practical example, I will give the attendance sheet because see what is there. It will take a minute, and we're done. I don't want to do something else, and so that is there, and we're going to complete it in the next 10-15 minutes only. Okay, so that is there, and so I'll do mark your attendance. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Today I'm using a Windows, so I'm used to this command V. Let us set. On. Okay, not attendance. Yeah. So yeah, so what we are going to see, as I told, we're going to see a practical example. So to see the practical example, actually we have again go back to class-based component. Let us go back to, we'll create a class-based component of a stop timer, and then we're going to change it to a hook timer, and we're going to see an issue there, and we'll solve it through refs, and that's a practical example of refs. Okay, so I'll come here and do a class timer.js and RCC, and then export default class timer. Export default class timer, and then as we're going to create a timer, stopwatch kind of a thing. Okay, r const is this, and it will have a timer of 0, and then go here, control X, and then come here, and in that we have a h1 of class timer. This dot state dot timer. This dot state dot timer, and component did mount, and so in component did mount we are going to have a interval. Okay, interval, and for we are going to take this dot interval. We're going to use this keyword. Okay, this keyword can be used in the classes component very easily, and we'll have a set interval, and like this, and then it will be called after means it will call after every 1 second. Set interval is different from set timer. Set interval is called after every some time. So this is the perfect way in JavaScript or React to create a timer. Set interval will call after every 1 second. But if something is called after every 1 second, I have to change the timer state. Then it's always better to take the previous state, or else it will not update. So we'll take this previous state here. So we need to do is this dot set state. It's like prev state is timer is priv state dot timer plus 1 priv state dot timer plus 1. So like this we will going to have. And one more thing which you have seen earlier, that if you have a interval, means if you have something like a this set interval, we should have clear interval also, and that clear interval will go to the component will unmount. We have seen this component will unmount, it will go, and in this unmount we will have this clear interval. Okay, interval we're going to have, and I'm going to save it, and I'm going to show this class timer in the app.js. I'll go here, and in the class timer I'll go and class timer, save it, and now see the class timer is continuously increasing, but we need to stop this because this is a stopwatch. We need to stop this stopwatch. How do we stop this stopwatch? So we'll go here, and we'll go here and here, and after this h1 I'll have a butt button, and but stop timer, and after this button I will have a on click equal to clear interval, this dot clear interval. So it will run because okay, so let us not go ahead. This dot we are going to do a this dot interval, and one of the main reason to taking is this keyword is accessible anyway. This keyword is accessible here, this keyword is accessible here, this keyword is accessible here. I'll save it and see the timer is running. I'll stop timer, and it is stopped. It is working fine. So now we're going to change the same thing to a hook. And now we're going to see that whether it is working fine or not. So I'll come here, and in this I'm going to let this be open. I'll come here and I'll do a hook timer.js, I'll do, and then here I'll do a e and hook timer, and then const timer set timer equal to use state 0, and like this, and then use effect like this, okay, so like this we'll have, and then okay, so again first we're going to convert it. Okay, so here I will have a h1 and hook timer, and it will be timer, and here okay, so the use effect is there, and then the const inter. Why const inter? Because we don't have this keyword in the functional component. We don't have this keyword, so it's better to take a const equal to, it doesn't matter if you take a bar also, it doesn't matter. Set interval is like this. So we'll first have this in this set timer we'll have this brief thing, okay, because it will again work with this previous timer. So set timer will have the previous state plus 1. Okay, so this all is okay. I think I have taken the 1000 at the wrong place. Okay, so this should not be 1000, this should be like this, because it's a component did mount. Okay, component did mount work like this, and the 1000 will be here. And now another thing is there here, very good thing. So what is this component will unmount? How I will do this thing? In component will unmount, we'll also go in the use effect hook. As we know, we have a return and like this, and like this, and clear interval, clear and interval will be there, and save it. Hook timer, and go here, hook timer, save it, and now okay, again the same song and dance, and everything is not in use state, use effect, save it, go back. Hook timer is working. Same thing. Now I have to stop it. Now I have to stop the hook timer. So how to stop the hook timer? So let's go back. I stop the hook timer. Let us have a button. Just like same button. Button will be there. Stop hook timer. Stop hook timer. And then here I'll go and then I'll do on. Click equal to like this and clear inter clear interval and interval clear interval and interval. Okay, clear interval same thing I've done. I'll save it, and the moment I save it, it will give me error. The interval is not defined. Definitely it is not defined. It is not an issue because interval is not defined. Interval, where is the scope of interval? I've taken a const, even I could have taken a bar. The scope of interval is from here till here. It is not outside it. It's not outside it. The scope of the interval is not outside it. So how to fix this issue? We don't have access to this keyword here. There is no access to this keyword here. So how will we fix it? Not this keyword here. So here the reference comes to our help. Here the refs comes to our help. Okay. So here instead of this const thing, we are going to take a reference here. Okay. So we'll use a use ref hook to use this reference. So const interval ref equal to use ref. Const interval ref equal to use ref. I'll do and what the hell? Use ref include use ref I will include. And how do we use ref? Use ref as a variable. So I will use a interval ref dot current. This is how you use it. And everywhere where interval is there, I'll use a interval ref dot current. Interval ref ref gives a deep access to anything, so you can use it anywhere in that file. You can use it anywhere. So like this I've done. And now this is there. Now we'll come here and hit this, see no error, and I can stop it perfectly. Stop it perfectly. So this is how this works. And with this actually we have completed our ReactJS beginners to advanced, and hope you liked it. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. Please do like those videos if you're not liked them yet. Please do tell your friends and all of this code will be there in the description. Thank you, and I will see you tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow we are going to have those that's the 3-hour weekend workshop. So please do attend it. If you have attended it already, please tell your friends to attend it. Okay, please tell your friends to attend it. Please spread the love, spread it to everyone. And with this I'll end to this stream. Thank you all. Bye.